Welcome to Independence Today. Yay! I'm Maria, the IL specialist here at CRI, and this is
Rob Coker.
And he's also volunteering here sometimes on our podcast. He's going to ask you to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay. Oh, first of all, happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day.
And Ashley, you are from UPMC, and you are going to talk to us today about the LUHU program, which is an acronym. It stands for Let Us Help You.
Oh.
And I'm excited. Well, we're excited about it because I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it existed. So enlighten us.
I like the nickname LUHU. It's
LUHU.
Yeah.
Rather than Hulu.
Yes.
LUHU. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, my name is Ashli Molinero, and I've served as the director for the UPMC Disabilities Resource Center for about 10 years now. LUHU actually predates me. It was in its infancy when I joined, but it's really the acronym LUHU actually stands for Let UPMC Help You. And really, it's a program that helps us coordinate accommodations for our patients or visitors who have disabilities, just to make sure that they have everything that they need to have the appropriate care, and they have the ability to participate in the dialogue with their providers.
That's great.
And how does one sign up for it?
Well, if you know that you have something scheduled and you're coming into one of our facilities, whether it's one of our hospitals or our clinics, all you have to do is call our office, the Disabilities Resource Center, and our team will help coordinate with the local team with those accommodations that you need.
Awesome. What are some of the services that LUHU provides?
Yeah.
Well, we offer all types of accommodations for all types of disabilities. It could be anything from coordinating to make sure that you have an accessible exam table, or just to make sure that you have what you need to transfer to a table. We could be helping coordinate the sign language interpreter if you need a sign language interpreter, or if you need help with navigation. We could have folks help with that, signature guides, really just anything that would support you as you're coming into our facilities. It's our pleasure to help find those accommodations for you and provide them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I-
Go ahead.
I think some people are mistakenly assume that since they're going into a hospital, that automatically everything will be accessible, everything that they need provided. And that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, we do have everything available when you come into our facilities, but the beauty of LUHU is that we actually work with the local team to make sure that it's there before you get there.
Okay.
So, right? So, for example, if you need a sign language interpreter, sometimes it can take a little bit of time to coordinate to get an in-person interpreter, right? If we don't know in advance.
So are
So
you
this,
talking about for like appointments or like hospital visits or anything like that? Okay.
yep,
That's
pre-scheduled surgeries, and anytime you're coming in, if you know that you need an accommodation or multiple accommodations, there's a little bit of coordination that has to happen. We're happy to do that.
Yeah, because finding an interpreter is not always easy.
Right, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's
Right.
difficult. Yeah.
Right. We do have video remote interpretation available, but sometimes people prefer and actually need an in-person interpreter. And this is just one way that we, try to meet people where they are in a timely manner.
Does this cost money for people to use the program?
No, all of the accommodations are at no cost to the patient.
Okay. And how does it get paid for? Through insurance or and stuff like that?
No, UPMC absorbs that cost. This is something that we are required to do for our patients to make sure that they have access to healthcare. And it's our pleasure to work with everyone to make sure they have what they need.
It's great.
Yeah.
You said that the program predated you being, how long, when did it first start?
Well, I came in 2015, and it was maybe 1 or 2 years before that it was tried or piloted. And I believe that it was piloted at UPMC Mercy with our spinal cord injury population. And then from there, we've taken it to other disability populations just because we found that it's very helpful.
Mhm.
I'm kind of surprised that it's so recent, actually. I thought it would be a lot older because you think about, it seems common sense, these types of things,
It
accommodation.
does.
Yeah.
It does. So our office, the UPMC Disabilities Resource Center, was actually established in 2007, and the whole purpose or mission of our office is to ensure that people have these accommodations. And while we spent a good part of the early years developing the tools and resources and education, this was just an additional program that they wanted to try. Uh, so, we found that it works for people. We often have repeat customers or repeat patients who, are very thankful for the effort and the accommodations that they receive in advance. Um, and again, my team works really hard with the local teams to make sure that everything's in place.
Does anybody have any positive thoughts to say about the program, like testimonial or a little like, hey, they said we did this and anything like that, examples of how it's helpful for someone?
Sure. I know that especially during COVID, we had one patient who really required um, a lot with her transportation and getting into facilities. Um, and I know that whenever we were doing our vaccine clinics, she had a disability where she wasn't able to sit up. So her husband transported her everywhere in the back of a van. So we were able to work with our COVID vaccine team to make sure that they were able to go out to administer the vaccine in her van when they pulled up, and they were able to provide it for him as well. So it eliminated the need for her to actually come into the clinic because she
That's
wasn't able
very,
to sit up. But we also, but from there, she continued using the program for all of her appointments after that within our facilities. And that family really is one of uh, our biggest consumers for the program.
How big is your team? And I was wondering, is it comprised all of employees or can there be volunteers who say, hey, I'd like to be a part of that because I know, I have some experience in needing accommodations or whatever.
Yeah. So my team within the UPMC Disabilities Resource Center consists of Matt Berwick, who is our senior program manager for clinical accommodations for disabilities. We also have a program manager for the clinical, I'm sorry, not the clinical accommodations, for the built environment accommodations. We have a clinical nurse educator. We have a social worker, and we have a project coordinator. And the team that really works the most with the LUHU program would be our project coordinator and our social worker. They're the ones who work with the local teams to make sure everybody has what they need prior to people coming in. So it's really our staff plus a facilities local team who we would work with.
so they have a big support system then, they wouldn't be
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think another good example of um, something that you might not think of if you're coming in, if, for example, we had a patient who had very limited use of one of their arms. So one of the things that our team did was work with the uh, nurses and the IV folks just to make sure that um, their IV not was not placed in the hand that they're able to use.
Okay.
Just another example. But yeah, it's a
No, they can use their arm, yeah.
Well, I know that I've had issues with pressure sores before. So it's nice when I go into a facility to know whether they have a Hoyer lift or not.
yep.
That's
Yeah.
another, yeah.
Yeah, help with transfers and transfer equipment. Um, or even if you're, going in for surgery and you need a pressure relief mattress on your bed,
Sure.
that's something that can be there, as soon as you walk in the door, if we have that advance notice.
How about when you walk into a doctor's office, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, they're like, oh, can you get on the scale? I'm like, well, I can, but I can't. I can stand on it for a second, but my legs are not strong enough anymore for me to be standing.
Right.
So do you guys buy, one of those measure where you roll up to it? Then you got to do all these math calculations of minusing your chair weight and your weight and all
Yeah.
that. You have one of those for people, so it's easier for them to get weighed?
Yeah, we try to make sure that we have the universally designed scales for people, especially for wheelchair users. If there is a facility that doesn't have one,
Well, I'll bet you I was gonna say, I'll bet you it's been 20 years since I've been weighed.
Yeah.
I'm basically estimating.
That's,
Because
it's always estimated. What do you think you are? Well, no, I need to know what I am.
Well, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
it's
Yeah.
like 200 pounds and plus the chair and,
And
you
then
know. that kind of
minus all of that. and
Right,
it's
yeah,
It's very
yeah,
complicated. Can we just go to the point where you just measure my
Yeah.
weight, you know?
yeah.
But no,
Yeah, if you have a problem finding a facility that has one, if you call our office, we can locate one.
oh, perfect.
Good.
It's actually good to know.
Okay, anything else, Ashley?
No, I just hope people will utilize the program, and I thank you so much for giving us the time to share. Um, our team is really dedicated to make sure that our patients with disabilities have access to their health care. Um, we're all very committed. I'm a wheelchair user myself. Multiple people on my team also have disabilities. So this is something that's very near and dear to our to
I actually did
ourselves.
not know anything about the Hulu stuff, so
No.
it's great. I didn't know. Now I can tell my friends who go for appointments, hey, give UPMC a call first if you need things for your appointment, you know what I mean? So it's,
Yeah. If you call our office, the phone number is 412-605-1483
can you say
or
that? 412?
412-605-1483, or you could email us at luhu, that's LUHU, at upmc.edu. Or for more information, you can visit upmc.com/LUHU.
Okay,
Perfect.
that's great. Well, Ashley Molinaro, thank you so much for enlightening us about this very valuable program.
It's my
And
pleasure. Thanks for having me.
no problem. And folks, join us next week, February 21st, when we will have, I think it's Giles Mullard from the Mullard Wealth Management.
Yeah.
He's going to be talking about wills, power of attorney, and financial planning for
Yeah.
people with disabilities.
Yes, that's a good one too, to know.
Absolutely. Join us next week on Independence Today.
Bye. Hold on one second.
Bye.
Stop recording.